Hare Krishna. Reading from the book The Science of Self-Realization. This book is authored by His Divine Grace A.C.Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, or ISKCON. This chapter is titled as Krishna Consciousness, the Yoga for the Modern Age. At an excerpt, it is not that this moment is simply a sentimental moment. Don't think that these boys are dancing out of some religious sentiment or fanaticism. No, we have the highest philosophical and theosophical background, but it is all simplified. That is the beauty of this moment. Whether one is a great scholar or a child, he can take part without any difficulty. Now we'll go to the whole chapter. Cheto darpana marjanam bhava mahadavagi nirvapanam shreyaha kairava chandrika vitaranam vidya vadu jivanam anandambudi vardhanam pratipadam purnamrita vasvadanam sarvatma sanapadam sanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. All glories to the Sankirtanam moment. Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was only a 16-year-old boy, introduced the Sankirtanam moment 500 years ago in the Navadvipa, India. It was not that he manufactured some religious system, just as nowadays so many religious systems are being manufactured. Actually, religion cannot be manufactured. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. Religion means the codes of God, the laws of God. That's all. Certainly, we cannot live without obeying the state laws. And similarly, we cannot live without obeying the laws of God. And in the Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, 7th verse, the Lord says that whenever there are discrepancies in the prosecution of religious activities, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata, and there is a predominance of irreligious activities, abhyuthanam adharmasya, at that time I, Krishna, appear, tadatmanam srijam aham. And in the material world, we can see the same principle demonstrated. From whenever there is disobedience of state laws, there is the advent of some particular state officer or policeman to set things right. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is worshipped by the Goswamis. There were 6 Goswamis: Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Gopala Bhatta Goswami, and Sri Raghunatha Dasa Goswami. These are the meanings. There are 3 meanings of Go. Go means land, Go means cow, and Go means census. And Swami means master. So, Goswami means there were masters of the census. So, when one becomes the master of the census or Goswami, he can make progress in the spiritual life. That is the real meaning of Swami. Swami means that one is not the servant of the census, but master of them. One of these 6 Goswamis, Rupa Goswami, was head, and he compiled a nice verse in honor of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He says, Anarpita charim charat karunaya va tirnaha kalau samarp prayutam unnato jwala rasam swabhakti shriyam harihi purata sundara dviti kadamba sandipitaha sada hridaya kandare spuratu va Sachinandanaha. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi 1.4. Kalau means this age of Kali, the iron age, which is very much contaminated, an age of quarrel and disagreement. Rupa Goswami says that in this age of Kali, when everything is disagreement and quarrel, you have descended to offer the highest love of God. Samarpitum unnatojvala rasam. And not only the topmost, but a very brilliant rasa or transcendental humor. Purata Sundara Dviti. Your complexion is just like gold, and just like a luster of gold. You are so kind that I blush everyone. The Goswamis can blush because they are the masters of the senses. That is the form of Lord. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu may always remain dancing in everyone's heart. When Rupa Goswami first met Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Prayaga, Lord Chaitanya was dancing and chanting in the street, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. At that time, also Rupa Goswami offered one prayer, Namo Mahavadanyaya, Krishna Prema Pradayate. Oh, you are the most munificent of all the incarnations because you are distributing love of Godhead. Krishna Prema Pradayate, Krishnaya, Krishna Chaitanya, Namne Gauratishe Namaha. You are Krishna yourself because you are not Krishna. If you are not Krishna, you could not distribute Krishna Prema or love of God. For love of Krishna is not so easily acquired. But you are distributing this love freely to everyone. In this way, the Sankirtana movement was inaugurated in Bengal, India, in Navadvipa. In this sense, the Bengalis are very fortunate that in their country this movement was inaugurated by Lord Chaitanya, who predicted Prithivite ache yata nagaradi grama sarvatra prachara haibe mora nama. In all the villages and towns all over the world, everywhere, the Sankirtana movement will be preached. That is his prediction. So, with the grace of Lord Chaitanya, this movement is already introduced in the Western countries. Beginning from New York, our Sankirtana movement was first introduced in New York in 1966. At that time, I came and began to chant this Hare Krishna mantra at Tompkins Square. I was chanting Hare Krishna there for 3 hours with a small mridanga drum, and these American boys assembled and gradually joined. So it is increasing. First of all, it was started in a New York storefront, 26 2nd Avenue. Then we started our branches in San Francisco, Montreal, Boston, Los Angeles, Buffalo, Columbus, Vienna. 1970 have 24 branches, including one in London and one in Hamburg. In London, they are all American boys and girls, and they are preaching. They are not sannyasis, nor they are Vedantists, nor Hindus, nor Indians, but they have taken this movement very seriously. Even in London Times, there was an article headline, Krishna chant startles London. So we have many in the movement now. All my disciples, at least in this country, are Americans and Europeans. They are chanting, dancing, and distributing a magazine, Back to Godhead. Now we have published many books, the Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita as it is, teachings of Lord Chaitanya, and Ishopanishad. It is not that this moment is simply a sentimental moment. Don't think that these boys are dancing out of some religious sentiment or fanaticism. No, we have the highest philosophical and theosophical background. As an illustration, let us consider Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. While he was preaching, he went to Benares, the seat of Mayavadi sannyasis. The followers of Sankaracharya are mostly seen in Benares. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there, he was chanting and dancing. Some of the people were very much appreciated this, and so he quickly became famous. One prominent sannyasi, Prakashananda Saraswati, leader of many thousands of Mayavadi sannyasis, was informed, "Oh, from Bengal, our one young sannyasi has come. He's so nicely chanting and dancing." Prakashananda Saraswati was a great Vedantist, and he did not like the idea. He said, "Oh, he's a pseudo sannyasi. He's chanting and dancing, and this is not a business of a sannyasi. A sannyasi should always engage himself in the study of philosophy and the Vedanta." Then one of the devotees who did not like the remarks of Prakashananda Saraswati came back and informed Lord Chaitanya that he was being criticized. So the devotee arranged a meeting of all the sannyasis, and there was a philosophical discussion on the Vedanta between Prakashananda Saraswati and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. These accounts and philosophical discussions are given in our teachings of Lord Chaitanya. It is remarkable that Prakashananda himself with all his disciples became Vaishnavas. Similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a great discussion with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, the greatest logician of that time, who was also Mayavadi impersonalists. And he was also converted. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement is not mere sentimentalism. There is a very rich background if one wants to understand the Sankirtana movement through philosophy and logic. There is ample opportunity for this movement is based on science and the authority of the Vedas, but it is all simplified. That is the beauty of this movement. Whether one is a great scholar or philosopher or a child, he can take part without any difficulty. Other systems of realization, the Jnana process or the Yoga process are also recognized. But it is not possible to practice in this age. That is the verdict of the Vedas. Krite yad dhyayato vishnum tretayam yajato makkahaihi dvapare paricharyam kalau tad dhari kirtanat. Srimad Bhagavatam 12.3.52. In the Satya Yuga, the golden age, it was possible to execute the meditational process. For instance, Valmiki Muni meditated for 60,000 years to get perfection. But where is our old age? Besides that, for meditational process, as described in the Bhagavad Gita, one has to select a secluded place. He has to execute it alone. He has to sit down in a rigid posture. He has to lead a life of complete celibacy and so on. There are many rules and regulations. Thus, Ashtanga Yoga meditation is not possible. If one is satisfied by imitating, that's a different thing. But if one wants perfection, then he has to execute all the 8 stages of Ashtanga Yoga. If it is not possible, then it's a waste of time. What is the ultimate goal of yoga process or meditation? Contact with the Supreme, the Super Soul, the Supreme Lord is the aim and object of all the yoga processes. Similarly, philosophical research, the Jnana processes, also aims at understanding the Supreme Brahman. These are recognized processes, undoubtedly, but according to authoritative description, they are not practical in this iron age of Kali. Therefore, one has to take to the process of Hari Kirtana. Anyone can practice without pre-qualification. One doesn't have just to study the philosophy or Vedanta. This was the purport of Lord Chaitanya's meeting with Prakashananda Saraswati. when the Vedanta philosophy was thoroughly discussed between Lord Chaitanya and Prakashananda Saraswati. Prakashananda Saraswati first of all asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I understand that you are a very good scholar in your early life. Lord Chaitanya was actually a very great scholar. His name was Nimai Pandita, and at the age of 16, he defeated a great scholar from Kashmir, Keshava Kashmiri. And I understand you are a great Sanskrit scholar, and that especially in logic. You are a very learned scholar. You are also born in a Brahmana family, and you are a sannyasi. How is it that you are chanting and dancing and not reading Vedanta? This was the first question asked by Prakashananda Saraswati, and Lord Chaitanya replied, yes, the reason is that when I was initiated by my spiritual master, he said that I am a fool number one. You can't discuss the Vedanta, he told me. You will simply spoil your time. Just take to this chanting of Hare Krishna and you will be successful. This was his reply. Of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not a fool, and certainly the Vedanta is not for the fools. One needs sufficient education, and one must attain a certain status before he can understand the Vedanta. In each and every word, there are volumes of meanings, and there are many commentaries by Shankaracharya and Ramanujacharya, huge volumes in Sanskrit. But how can we understand Vedanta? It is not possible. It may be possible for one person or two persons to understand, but for the mass of people it is not possible, nor it is possible to practice yoga. Therefore, if one takes to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's method, chanting Hare Krishna, the first installment of gain will be Cheto Darpana Marjanam. All the dirty things will be cleansed from the heart simply by chanting. Chant. There is no expenditure. There is no loss. If one simply chants for 1 week, he will see how much he will progress in spiritual knowledge. We are attracting many students simply by chanting, and they are understanding the entire philosophy and becoming purified. This society's movement started only 4 years ago in 1966, and we have so many branches already. The American boys and girls are taking it very seriously, and they are happy. Ask any one of them. Cheto Darpana Marjanam. They are cleansing the dirty things from their heart simply by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The next point is Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. As soon as the heart is cleansed of all dirty things, then all problems of material existence are immediately solved. This word has been compared to Davagni, which means a blazing fire in the forest. In this material existence, no one wants unhappiness, but it comes by force. That is the law of material nature. No one wants fire, but wherever we go in a city, the fire brigade is always active. There is always fire. Similarly, there are many things that no one wants. No one wants death. There is death. No one wants disease. There is disease. No one wants old age. There is old age. They are there against our will, against our desire. Thus, we should consider the state of this material existence. The human form of life is meant for understanding, not for wasting valuable life like animals by eating, sleeping, mating and defending. That is not advancement of civilization. The Bhagavatam says that this body is not meant for working hard simply for sense gratification. Nayam deho deha bhajam niloke kashtan kaman arhate with bhujam ye. Bhagavatam 5.5.1. To work very hard and satisfied oneself by sense gratification is the business of hawks and not human beings. The human being should learn tapasya. Especially in India, so many great sages, So many great kings and so many brahmacharis and sannyasis have passed their lives in great tapasya in order to go further to sleep. Lord Buddha was a prince who gave up everything and engaged himself in tapasya. This is life. When King Bharata, under whose name India was named Bharata Varsha, was 24 years old, he gave up his kingdom, his young wife and his young children and went away for tapasya. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was only 24, he gave up his young wife, mother, everything. There are many, many examples in India. India is a land of tapasya. But we are forgetting that. Now we are making it the land of technology. It is surprising that India is now no longer propagating this tapasya. For India is the land of dharma. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre. But it is not only in India, everywhere in this age of iron, everything is degraded. Degraded in this sense. Prayenala pak yushaha sabya kalau asmin yuge janaha. Bhagavatam 1.1.10. In this age of Kali, the duration of life is diminished and men are not moved by this to understand self-realization. And if they are invariably misled by so many deceitful leaders. The age is very corrupt. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's process of chanting Hare Krishna is the best and the simplest method. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Nama, Iva Kevalam, Kalau Nasteva, Eva Nasteva, Gatir Anyata. In this age of Kali, there is no other religion than glorifying the Lord by utterance of His holy name. And that is the injunction of all revealed scriptures. There is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way. This verse appears in Brihan Naradiya Purana. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Iva Kevalam. Simply chant Hare Krishna. There is no other alternative. Kalau Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Gatir Anyata. In this age of Kali, there is no other alternative for self-realization. So we have to accept it. There is another similar verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam. In the 12th canto, 3rd chapter, Parikshit Maharaja was informed by Shukadeva Goswamis of the faults of this age. And now all the symptoms of the age of Kali are apparent. In the conclusive portion, however, Shukadeva Goswami said, Kalir dosha nidhe rajan asti eko mahan gunaha. My dear king, this age, Kali, is full of faulty things, but there is one good opportunity. What is that? Kirtanad eva Krishnasya mukta sangaha param vrajet. Simply by chanting this Hare Krishna mantra, one can become liberated and go back to Godhead. This is practical and authorized, and one can also test himself to see how he is advancing simply by chanting. This Krishna consciousness movement is not something new, something that we have introduced or manufactured. It is authorized by Vedic principles, authorized acharyas like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and others. And the method is very simple. There is no loss. We are not charging anything. We are not asking for fees and giving the people some secret mantra and promising that within 6 months they will become God. No, this is open for everyone. Children, women, girls, boys, old people, everyone can chant and see the results. To further this, and we not only are establishing New Vrindavana, a farm project in West Virginia, but are establishing our other spiritual communities such as New Navadvipa and New Jagannathapuri. We have already started New Jagannathapuri in San Francisco, and the Rath Yatra festival is going on. This year there will be a great ceremony of Rath Yatra in London also. There will be 3 cars for Jagannatha, Subhadra and Balabhadra. And they will be taken to the river Thames, and America has imported New England and New York. So why not New Vrindavana? We should especially establish this new Vrindavana because Lord Chaitanya recommended Arodhyo Bhagavan Varjesha Tanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam. Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaja, in the Vrindavana Dhamma of Prajabhumi, is the supreme worshipable deity, and his place, Vrindavana, is also worshipable. The Western boys and girls are taken to Krishna consciousness, and they should have a place like Vrindavana. Swami Kirtananda, who went to Vrindavana with me 2 years ago, knows what Vrindavana is like. So, I have instructed him to construct at least 7 temples. In Vrindavana, there are 5,000 temples of Radha Krishna. But the most important temples are 7, established by the Goswamis. Our program is to live in New Vrindavana, depend on agriculture and cows as an economic solution, and peacefully execute Krishna consciousness, chant Hare Krishna. That is Vrindavana scheme. Yuktahara viharasya yogo bhavati dukkha. Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, 17th verse. This human form of life isn't meant for increasing artificial needs. We should be satisfied just to maintain the body and soul together. And the rest of time, we should enhance our Krishna consciousness. So, after that, after leaving this body, we will not have to take another material body, but we will be going back home, back to Godhead. That should be the motto of human life. Material life means eating, sleeping, mating and defending, and spiritual life means something more than this. This is also the difference between animal life and human life. In animal life, the common formula is eating, sleeping, mating and defending. A dog eats, a man also eats. A man sleeps and a dog also sleeps. A man has sex life and dog also has sex life. The dog defends in his own way and man also defends in his own way, maybe by atomic bombs. These 4 principles are common to human beings and animals. And advancement of these 4 principles is not human civilization but animal civilization. Human civilization means Adhato Brahma Jignasa. In the Vedanta Sutra, the first aphorism is Adhata Brahma Jignasa. Now it is a time for inquiry about Brahman. That is human life. As long as one is not spiritually inquisitive. Jignashihu Shreya Uttamam. He is an animal because he lives according to these 4 principles, that's all. He must be inquisitive to know what he is and why he is put into these miseries of birth, death, old age and disease. Is there any remedy? These matters should be questioned. That is human life, that is spiritual life. Spiritual life means human life and material life means animal life. That's all. We have to make adjustments that are recommended in the Bhagavad Gita. Yuktahara viharasya. For example, because I'm going to be a spiritual man does not mean that I shall give up eating. Rather, my eating should be adjusted. The Bhagavad Gita describes what class of food is for first class in goodness and what class of food is in passion and what class on third class in ignorance. We have to raise ourselves to Sattvic, goodness, platform of human civilization. Then revive our transcendental consciousness or Krishna consciousness. Everything is there in the Shastras. Unfortunately, we do not consult them. Evam prasanna manaso bhagavad bhakti yogataha bhagavat tattva vignanam mukta sangasya jayate. Bhagavatam 1.2.20. Unless one is liberated from the clutches of these 3 modes of material nature, he cannot understand God. Prasanna manasaha. One must be a Brahman realized soul. Brahma bhuta prasannatma na sochati na kankshati. Bhagavad Gita 18 chapter 54th verse. These injunctions are there. One should take advantage of these shastras and preach. That is the responsibility of intelligent man. The mass of people know that God is great, but they do not know how great God actually is. That we will find in the Vedic literature. That is our duty in this iron age. This Hari Kirtana, Param Vijayate, Sri Krishna Sankirtanam, glorification of the Supreme. Hare Krishna. Thank you for listening to the chapter of Krishna Consciousness, the Yoga for the Modern Age. Please chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and be happy. Thank you. Hare Krishna. All glory is to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, and Srila Prabhupada, and Sri Radha Krishna Chandra. Hare Krishna.